Hi, folks. It's Mark Merrill with Firm. Our special report on this program is about Title IX law, as you can probably tell already, versus biological girls. The Project Girls Sports in Maine initiative is called Protect Girls Sports in Maine initiative. It's an organization promoting a common-sense voter-enacted bill to become law in 2027. The signatures gathered to date as of November 7th, 2025 are 53,000 and growing fast. Now here, while we get it started here, folks, there's a brief group of men, boys, women, and coaches involved in this project with their own statements. I had an interview with a young man who was gathering signatures at the Winslow VFW during Election Day on November 4th. Then we go on to hear some statements from the other men, boys, and women, and some coaches as well. Let's protect women's sports, shall we? Title IX is federal law. No way you look at it, Janet Mills.
And your full name is?
Stephen O'Neill.
Okay. And can you just name the project that you're dealing with today?
I'm doing a project to keep boys out of women's sports. Yes, thank you for signing, sir. I'm a father of two young women, so it's very important for me to make sure their mental health is protected and they grow up in a place and they're in a safe environment. So to be able to have the boys go and stick with men's sports is very important for me and for my children's future because it does affect them in the long run.
Absolutely. Have you been doing this project for quite a while? I mean, as far as we know of everything in the federal and the argument between both of our state and the federal, but has it been going on for quite a while, a few years, or?
I've actually recently got into it due to some, want to see change as a father.
What is the current situation right now as far as the Title IX in the state of Maine to the federal? Do you know?
I do not know on that. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know that.
Do you have a particular spokesperson or somebody at for your organization or?
Ryan Cavallari.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a petition. We have these all over the state right now, different locations. So he's in charge of the whole project.
And of course, the obvious one last question is, how are you doing on signatures?
Actually, been doing a lot better than I thought. Surprised by a lot of people's. But there's been a lot of positivity. So, pretty good.
Are you in most of the locations as far as, it's a statewide election?
We literally have 10 locations right now. Yeah.
Do you think you'll know more of a whole as to number of signatures you got probably by the next couple of days, or?
Yeah, probably within a day or two. Okay. Yeah.
So, Ryan, you said?
Ryan, yes, Ryan Cavallari.
And where is he located?
We're out of Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Do you happen to have any information on him to get in touch with him later, or? Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Hey, Maine girl dads, now's the time. We're officially kicking off our Protect Girls Sports in Maine Citizens Petition. Protecting Maine girls' athletic aspirations and physical safety by requiring sports to be designated male, female, or co-ed. First, we need to gather 100,000 signatures of Maine voters to get the initiative on the ballot. But it only happens with you. Use the link to sign up to gather signatures, work a polling place for this November 4th election, make a donation. On behalf of Maine Girl Dads, thank you. Let's win for our girls.
As a mom, my priority is my children's success and safety. That's why I encourage my girls to play sports. But when a male steals a spot on a girl's team, a girl's physical safety is compromised. That's why I'm supporting the Protect Girls Sports initiative that designates Maine sports as male, female, or co-ed. Sign the petition, help gather signatures, make a donation. Common sense, voter enacted. It's time we made Maine girls sports safe for girls again.
As a high school official, my role is to ensure that sports are fair and safe. But there's nothing fair and nothing safe about letting males in female sports. It's robbing our girls of their dreams, their opportunities, and risking their physical safety. That's why I'm supporting the Protect Girls Sports initiative that designates Maine sports as male, female, or co-ed. Sign the petition, help gather signatures, make a donation. Common sense, vote or enact it. It's time we protect our girls' sports in Maine.
As a high school athlete, I love the competition. Even when it's painful, it's a part of sports. But when a guy steals a spot on a girls' sports team, it's not just wrong. It's unfair and dangerous. And that's why I'm supporting the Protect Girls Sports initiative that designates Maine sports as male, female, or co-ed. Sign the petition, help gather signatures, make a donation. Common sense, vote or enacted. It's time for us guys to stand up for girls' sports in Maine.
I want to protect my daughter's sports dreams.
And I want to protect her safety.
But when a male steals a spot on a girls' team, a girl's opportunity is denied, and her physical safety is jeopardized.
That's why we need the Protect Girls Sports initiative that designates Maine sports as male, female, or co-ed. Sign the petition, help gather signatures, make a donation.
Common sense, vote or enacted. It's time we all help make Maine girls sports female again.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, as our initial contact was made just a little while ago before we aired our podcast on this Title IX law versus biological girls to Ryan Caverly, as you heard the other young man talk about him as the base coordinator for the signature gathering in the Massachusetts headquarters. However, we have not received a return call as yet on total signatures obtained. However, we do have knowledge from a website, or from their website, and a couple of others that we obtained on Bing.com. And what we'll do is bring that to you right now. Basically, it says the Protect Girls Sports in Maine Ballot Question Committee, or BQC, successfully gathered 53,000 signatures to put the referendum question on the 2026 ballot. The committee aims to collect 67,680 verified signatures to ensure that the question appears on the ballot. The initiative seeks to designate school sports activities and facilities. Sports activities and facilities. Let that sink in. By sex only, aligning with the Maine Human Rights Act and the federal Title IX laws, not just the Maine Human Rights Act, as Janet Mills has pushed onto the Maine people, especially parents with young girls trying to compete in varsity sports and actually at all levels without having to worry about some jerk saying he's trans and he deserves rights above them. Bullcrap! Take a hike, Janet. As we go on down the site, ladies and gentlemen, it is called ProtectGirlsSportsInMaine.com. We will show it to you and print it on our comments and notes. ProtectGirlsSportsInMaine.com. They're based out of Brunswick. Some other things that have come actually from Maine Public Broadcasting, as we trust their sources that much. And this one came out under politics, if we can get a chance to read it without them blocking us, back on November 4th. The petition to restrict trans students from sports, bathrooms, collect signatures at polling places. There's just one report right there. Another one, as we go back and get some other ones here, WGME 13 out of Portland. was published back on, I'll get it to come up here. It looks and appears to be just within the last few days. Signature push aims to ban trans athletes from girls' sports on the Maine ballot initiative. With a lot of people you may have seen, says WGME, on their reporter's site under MSN, collecting signatures on Tuesday, the 4th of November. He says now there's a push to ban trans athletes specifically from girls' sports and get that on the ballot next year. We found groups collecting signatures in Portland and South Portland on Election Day. Their proposed referendum would ban trans athletes from sports, teams, and locker rooms that don't align with a student's gender at birth. Gee, what do you know? Channel 13 can report the news truthfully for a friggin' change. Yahoo News, which is anchored by Katie Couric and Dan Rather. Oh, how far they've fallen, huh, folks? According to the Maine Morning Star, they published something that is dated November 2nd, the Friday before Election Day. As anti-trans petition gains traction, families and advocates are concerned about impacts. Was that right? A canvasser in the Protect Girls Sports campaign looks on as a voter signs a petition outside a southern Maine polling place on election night. Kristen, see if we have a name for her here. Trying to get that, if it will give us the information. They just give first names to protect the innocent, which I think is a good idea. Wow, what do you know? Real journalism. Outside a southern Maine polling place on election night, Kristen and her son Ezra were stopped by a man collecting signatures for petition campaign Protect Girls Sports. The petitioner asked them to sign a proposed ballot referendum that would bar transgender girls from participating on girls' sports teams and using girls' bathrooms and locker rooms. I know you're making money doing this, but think about the cost, the impact to these kids. Kristen, who asked to use only their first names to protect their privacy, told the petitioner. I'd do it for free, replied a man, but refuse to identify himself. Later, Kristen explained why she stopped to talk to the petitioner. I just wanted to bring attention that what he's doing is hurting trans youth. It's medically incorrect, and that he doesn't have correct data, she said. It's not inconsequential to the lives of parents and kids. As far as others, folks, parents group gathers 53,000, which was reported by the Maine Wire back on November 5th, after the election day, at the voting booth. As you heard the young man say at our opening and his opening statement to us by interview, have 10 locations throughout the state of Maine by itself. And as we return, ladies and gentlemen, to get all those signatures going and have them on the ballot and ready to go next year, we also need to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that it's all about the girls, the biological girls. They are the ones who are victims. They want to keep calling the transgender ones the victims. No, they're the ones that had their bodies altered by their parents. Let that one sink in. Yes, their parents. And push and shoved to change their private body parts. And for what? What reason, Janet? You got a good friggin' answer for that? I doubt it. We're going to leave you with this one, too, folks, on this mighty important issue. Believe me, we will make sure that every one of these people right here, as you see them before you, that they all understand And I think it's only fair to say, ladies and gentlemen, that the ones that don't have a D next to their name, and I could use all kinds of adjectives for what D stands for, and it's not Democrat anymore. It's despicable. Deplorable. You want deplorables, Hillary Clinton? You get deplorables from Democrats who don't give a damn about transgender, biological boys, men, participating and going into women's locker rooms and girls' locker rooms. That's reprehensible, it's sick, it's evil, and it's also unconstitutional, as well as violation of the Privacy Act of 1974. You're talking to a veteran here, folks. I know all about privacy and the laws as I served in the military. This crosses so many lines, ladies and gentlemen, it's not funny. Take a good look. Take a real good look at who these people are, folks. We're going to single them out a little bit. This man right here, John Glowa, he may be an independent, but you know what? He believes trans and LGBTQ individuals have the same equal rights as biological boys and girls, men and women. You want him to be your next governor? That's your choice, not mine. I'm just the messenger. The Republicans up here will make it quick, folks, on this limited but urgent report about Title IX law versus biological girls and the organization ProtectGirlsSportsInMaine.com. We'll put it up. Robert Wessels, Ken Capron, David Jones, Bobby Charles, Jim Libby, Owen McCarthy, and we are missing one of the individuals there running for governor on the Republican side. On the Democrat side, watch out. Their kettle's already boiled. Their pocketbooks have already been stuffed. Don't trust Troy Jackson. Don't do it, folks. Or Hannah Pingree. What's the matter? She doesn't have a mind of her own. She has to rely on mommy's coattails, Shelley. Garbage. And Angus King III. Don't know that much about him, folks. I'm not going to prejudge him that much, except for the name. But we do need to get rid of his, either his father or grandfather, whichever it is, out. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, never forget, we are firm. Fairness in Reporting Media and fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com for truth, facts, reality, and common sense. There you are, folks. Truth, facts, reality, and common sense. And fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the email. Thank you for joining us on this special report on Title IX law versus biological girls. And stay tuned. You can also catch our podcasts anytime, 24 hours a day as well, on our YouTube channel and x.com. Pray for the coming year, folks. We need all kinds of prayers on the Title IX side, and for our president, and for our Republican candidates over here running for office, as well as changes in the Maine House and Senate. For good, not evil. Peace to all.